It was really important to have a transparent approach for all leaders across our mainstream schools to embed ICFP. What we found in the build was we needed to come back to IMP, we needed additional support and additional build, and you were more than happy to help us with that. And it was particularly with our 2-form entry approach in primary. We were finding that the 1-year approach wasn't working for us, where we may have 4 or 5 teaching staff because of part-time maternity covers. So the support we received was second to none. So in secondary, it very much allows us to look across the curriculum areas. We kind of knew that was going to happen, but we just like the approach because it's linking up to the IMP Planner. It's bringing through all the contract information, and it's allowing us to look at where we may have spare capacity and where we may not, so we can plan for future academic years. In our primary, it's starting us to look at whether mixed year group is something we may need to consider in the future. It's always dependent on pupil numbers, of course. And in one of the sessions today, I was really taken aback by the approach taken by a multi-academy trust, where they were saying it's not a once a year process. And that's something I'm going to take back to our trust and say, yeah, we need to be looking at this 3 or 4 times during the year. So it's those conversations with leaders where we're tying in the financial budget and seeing the implication of being overstaffed or understaffed, and making those early decisions so that in January we know whether we need to go out to market, because it's such a tight turnaround to get staffing in for September, and it's obviously recruitment and retention is so tough at the moment. So having that information in January rather than say April or May when the pupil numbers come in. So we are now looking to onboard our secondary special schools. We've got 2 special schools. And again, we're already starting to talk with IMP about the bespoke offer, because we're going to look at the pathway approach rather than the year group approach, which you may do in mainstream. And we already know from today, being here, I can speak to some of the developers and say, this is the approach we're looking at, and we're going to start doing that onboarding process in May. For me, it was second to none. We decided to build over the summer holiday last year, and we just found that we could book all the meetings in advance, so we knew exactly what the build was going to look like. And then after that, the bespoke approach we needed for the primaries, again, I can't congratulate you enough on how helpful you've been at ensuring we've got it to work the way we need it to work, and then the checking in on, so where are we up to, Steve? Is it doing what you need it to do now? Now, there's still more to do. We've gone for our teaching staff first, so that's the approach we've taken first, and then we're going to move into looking at our TAs and our support assistants next. In 3 words, as a maths teacher, innovative, impactful, helpful.